breaking the cable itself. At the bottom there's some nice little more chunky bits. That's a nice bit there. Good, right. There's actually little air bubbles underneath there, so I think something's warming up, or the current's going through it. And this definitely feels warm.
Let's move on, 'cause it's time to move on.
So I've just about now got all this bonded rubber off. Just be very careful obviously, because you don't want to end up cracking the glass. So I've had to use my multi-tool to tape, because it's metal here. I get down to about that level by measuring the depth of the multi-tool so I don't go too far. And then the final bit here, I've just been using my snips to get rid of that last little bit of rubber. Ha! That's what I was looking for. Looks to be where the original cable sat, and as you can see, it's snapped off. Now I had repaired this before and I used a bit of solder glue, and I was just about touching that, but I didn't get a very good connection. So now I've got right back to the bare metal. I'm hoping I can get my soldering iron out and solder that on there. Well, that's the plan anyway. This original cable here, which sat like this, I put a bit of tape on that because I took off the outside casing. I thought there was a break in the cable itself, but it actually was down to where it's connecting onto the rear heated window. I'm going to use the existing piece, why not? I'll put a new piece of heat shrink on that. But I'm hoping I can solder this back onto there, and then I can get a connection. A wire wall. Bit awkward, that's for sure. Try my hardest, working kind of upside down. Not gonna hold, is it? Oh, it's tight space down here. Right, importantly, let's see if we got some continuity. So I'll put that there. I want to try and buzz from this side over to the other side. Plug that in there. Okay, so I should get a buzz now. Good, good. But it's not very strong on there. I could pull that off if I have to, but obviously I'm not going to. Right, I'm going to get a nice bit of, I got some solder glue, so it not only obviously bonds, but it's got metal in it, so it's for soldering. And as it's not taking, it's probably slightly different material. It's probably being put on with not solder, but something else. But nevertheless, I've managed to get it to hold, so I'm going to get my solder paste out now and just sort of trying to strengthen it up a little. Right, let's keep going. All right, so I've got a connection going all the way through, so that means when I buzz the cables, it's obviously going through the heater matrix to the other side. We got the circuit, basically a big short circuit. Is going to get warm and it's going to do the demisting, but it wasn't very strong on there. So I've got this stuff, links below if you want to know. It's called wire glue, got it from Amazon. and it's basically a liquid glue. You know, it's like this. And the nice thing about it is you can use it to bond stuff and also with electrical connection. Now, if you give it a little stir, which is what you're obviously supposed to do, at the bottom there's some nice little more chunky bits and that's working to my advantage, because if you have a look here, I'm managing to put a nice amount around my existing solder, so once it dries it's going to be lovely and strong, but also nice and conductive. Have a look. So obviously you get a cloth because you don't want to make a mess. You get a nice little lump of it and then just push it on. And as I said, that will set solid. So if I give that a little while, I can probably put my panel back on. In fact, I might even do it now. It's not going to touch. And then on the metal braid here, I'm going to just put some heat shrink over it, but very careful not to pull it. I think I'm happy with that. I think I'll leave it as that is. I don't want to ruin it. Making sure that I've got lots where the metal contact was, which was the original pad. So there's a little bare bit of metal up there. I'll just cover that. And obviously, as long as I keep within this dot matrix here, I'm not going to see it. It's going to be behind the panel, so I don't really care. Oh, that's a nice bit there. Good, right. I think I'll quit while the going's good. Make sure you put a towel down. It can get a bit messy. That's the product there. Right, I've just connected it there. I'm going to turn it on, see if I can feel the rear window getting warm. It might actually help the glue dry as well. Yeah, I think it's getting warm. There's actually little air bubbles underneath there, so I think something's warming up, or the current's going through it. And this definitely feels warm. So that's good. So yeah, it's getting warm. It's enough to, in the winter, it's going to melt my ice, he hopes. Right, I'm going to get the cover back on and put a little bit of protection on that.
Let's move on, 'cause it's time to move on.